Okay, today we'll be solving the just a minute. So I have posted the problem of lap winding. So now I'll be doing a, shall I do lap winding or wave winding?
Lap.
Lap,
Sir, lap ಮಾಡಿ lap winding ನೋಡಿ.
Okay. Lap winding, I've sent the video for the lap winding progressive first problem. Now I'll do the second problem, lap winding retrogressive. So this is the first problem. Now I'll do the second problem. Draw the developed winding diagram with the following data. Number of coils is 15, number of poles is 4, type of winding simplex retrogressive. Okay, so we have done the calculations. Number of conductors is 30, YB Z by P plus or minus K, 30 by 4 plus or minus K, 7.5 plus or minus 0.5 equal to 7. It should be odd number. YF equal to YB plus 2 because it is retrogressive. Okay, we have got 1 is connected to 8, 8 is connected to 29, 29 is connected to 6, 6 is connected to 27, 4 is connected to 25, and so on. Correct. So this is the problem. For this winding table, I have to draw the winding diagram. Now what you are going to do,
Sir, screen is not visible, sir.
now I'm sharing, don't worry. Okay. Now for this particular problem, I'll open the AutoCAD software for the lap winding retrogressive lap winding. Now I'm opening the software, double click on the AutoCAD 2012 software. It is a licensed, see, trial version, 15 days are remaining. So I'll put try. Close this. I'm not connecting to any server or anything. It is for home purpose. So don't worry about all those things. Now what you should do? First option, go to the command toolbar. In the command toolbar, what you should do? You have to give the units. First step. Units. Length is decimal. Precision, you take it as 0. Next, insertion scale, you take it as mm. Lighting units, standard, international, you take it as international. Okay. All these are given in the manual I have explained you. After units, you have to set the limits. Limits, enter. Specify the lower left corner, 0,0. Enter. Specify the upper right corner, 297, 210. Enter. See here. Specify the lower left corner 0, 0. Specify the upper right corner 297, 210. This is for an A4 size sheet. Whatever you do in your AutoCAD, it will be reflected in the command toolbar. You should observe here in the command toolbar. It will be highlighted. Next, I have to press Z. Z, enter. Z stands for zoom. Zoom, enter. What I have to zoom? So here it is asking all, center, dynamic, extents, previous, scale, window, object. So I have to zoom all. A, enter. So Z, enter, A, enter. Now I have zoomed the entire screen for an A4 size paper. I have selected A4 size sheet. I have selected units as millimeters, degree as, angle as in degrees. Okay. So now these are all the grid properties. These are the properties toolbar. See, grid, you don't select this grid. Select the ortho, O snap and O track. I've told you what is ortho, O snap, O track. It is there in the manual. I've already shared the manual with you in the Google Classroom. You have to go through that. Okay. Ortho means for drawing horizontal and vertical lines. O snap and O track for tracking the lines. It will show the end point, midpoint, all those things will be highlighted. Polar means to draw the slanted lines at an angle. Now come to the drawing toolbar. Select the line, draw line, or you can also select here, draw line. Okay. Or just you can type L in the command, then also you'll get the line. Whichever is comfortable for you, you can do. So you have to select AutoCAD Classic. Already I have done here. First time if you do, it will come again and again, same thing will come. First time when you install, you should select the AutoCAD Classic. Go for the line, draw line. It asks here in the command, specify the first point. Click somewhere, specify the first point, drag your cursor downwards, specify the next point. So type 5 in the keyboard because I'm drawing a line of 5 mm. Type 5 in the keyboard. See, I see in the command toolbar, specify the next point. I have typed as 5 and press enter. Then again you can press enter or you can press escape so that this line option will go. See, you can see a very small line of 5 mm. So now zoom this line. Use the scroller in your mouse and zoom it. Here you have a hand symbol that is called as pan. Hand symbol is there, pan. Click on that and bring it down to the center of the screen and press the escape button. Now what I have drawn a line of horizontal line of 5 mm. Again select the line. See here it is showing the end point of the line. Square. Drag this, it will show a triangle. It is the midpoint of the line. You can see midpoint. Again, this is the end point. Okay. So if you switch on the O track, everything will be shown. So now select the line from the end point towards the right side. Take your cursor. The next point will be 1. You type 1 and press enter. See in the command, specify next point 1, enter. So what I have done, I have drawn a vertical line of 5 mm from the end point of that horizontal line of 1 mm. Why? Because the distance between the conductors, I have taken it as 1 mm. So 1 mm. Now this is the top conductor. Next I should draw the bottom conductor. So go to the bilayer. This bilayer is for color. This bilayer is for type of the line. This is for thickness of the line. Select this. Go to others. Go to load, file, select the file, ACAD ISO, open. In this, you can select JAS_02_point. See, there is no rule that you have to select only this line. Why I am selecting this? I have tried many other lines. This is clearly visible. The dotted line will be visible clearly. That is the reason I am selecting this. Press OK. And again press OK. Now go here. It is showing this dotted line. Correct. Select this dotted line. Whatever dotted line you load, that will be showed here. Select that. Then go to the draw line. From this 1 mm line, draw a 5 mm line downward. Type 5, enter. See. Now I have drawn two lines. One dotted line, one dark line. Each of 5 mm separated by 1 mm. So select this 1 mm line now and press the delete button. Okay. You understood till here?
Yes, sir.
It's very easy. Now I have, how many conductors I want? 30 conductors are there in the problem. So it is 30 conductors. Number of conductors is 30 in my problem. So I have to draw 30 conductors. So for drawing the 30 conductors, I'll make an array. I have an option of array. So these two conductors are separated by 1 mm. Again, after 1 mm, these two conductors should be repeated. So 30 means this should be repeated how many times? 15 times. 15 pairs should be available. The distance is 2 mm. From here 1 mm, after this 1 mm. So after 2 mm, same set of dark and dotted conductors should be repeated. So I'll go for an array. Type just array. So you can select the array here. You can select array or directly, or you have option of array rect also is there. That is rectangular array. You can select that. All are same. Just select the array. It is asking, see here in the command, it is asking, see whatever you do, you observe in the command toolbar. Select objects. So square box is coming. In the cursor is showing a square box. Select the first two conductors, dark and dotted conductors, and press enter. Once I press enter, in the command it is asking, what is the array type? Do you want rectangular array, path, or polar array? So the first letters are the keywords. See, for rectangular, R is capital, R is the keyword. For path, PEA is the keyword. For polar, PO is the keyword. So I want rectangular. So type R in the command. R, enter. So once I press R, enter, it is asking, specify the opposite corner for number of items or base point, angle, or count. You give the count because I'll be specifying the count. So it is C, enter. R, enter. First is select objects. Once you go for array, select the objects, press enter. It will ask type of array, rectangular array, R, enter. Next, count, enter, C, enter. Now it is asking how many rows I want. I want only one row, correct? Row is only one. Columns are 15. So number of rows, 1, enter. Columns is 15. Same set 15 I want, one beside the other. Okay. One above the other, below the other means it is rows. Columns means one beside the other. So number of rows is 1, number of columns is 15. Enter. Now it is asking spacing. Now you have to select spacing. Specify opposite corner to space items or spacing. I want spacing. So yes, enter. What is the spacing between the two pairs? 2 mm. So it is 2, enter. Okay. Then press enter button. Understood how to do the array? This is how you have to do the array. Again, I'll repeat. Observe carefully for array. In the command, type array. to select the array. It will ask select objects in the command toolbar. Select the objects, that is first dark and second dotted conductor. After selecting, press enter. In the command toolbar, you have to see what it is asking. Type of array it is asking. R stands for rectangular. So R. Next, I want to do the count. I'll specify the count, how many I want. So C, enter. It is asking how many rows. Only one row, one, enter. How many columns? 15 columns, 15, enter. Next, specify opposite corner or spacing. I'll specify the spacing. So it is yes, enter. What is the spacing? 2 mm. So 2, enter. Next, again press enter or escape. This is 2 mm. From here to here 1, from here to here 1. So 1 plus 1, 2. After 2 mm, it should be repeated. So this is how you will make the array. After making the array, what you should do? You have to number the conductors. Go to draw, text. You select single line text. It will ask, specify the start point of the text. See the command toolbar, specify the start point. Click at the bottom of the first conductor. Beside that, you click like this. It is asking height. Height, you can give it as 0.3, approximately 0.3, enter. It is asking the angle, 0. Rotation angle, 0. I don't want slanted numbers, so rotation angle is 0. Enter. Okay, now it is showing like this. Are you able to see? So now what you should do is use your space bar, number the conductors. 2, correct? 2, 4. If you want to number all the conductors, you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, everything. I'm numbering only the even conductors. 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 26, 28, 30. So click outside. Once it is over, then press the escape button. Okay. So now I have got 2, 4, 6, 8 and other things. If it is not visible clearly, you can select this again. Select the entire numbers. You can right click and go for the scale option. It will ask base point. Select the number anywhere. Then give the scaling factor. You can give it as 1, 0.5, 2 accordingly, so that you see whether the number becomes big or small. Accordingly, you should adjust. Okay. So now I have numbered all the conductors. After numbering, I should do the connections. See the winding table. What is the first connection? 1 connected to 8. First YB connection, that is top connection. 1 connected to 8. So this 1 should be connected to 8.
Sir,
Tell
the
me.
numbering, can you repeat it once?
Okay, for the numbering, now go to draw, text, single line text. Okay. Draw toolbar. See here also it is there. Here you have only multi-line text. Single line text is not available. That is the reason I am going for here. Draw. Go to text, select single line text. Select that. Once you select here in the command toolbar, you see whatever you do, you see in the command toolbar. If you select something, it will ask what should be done next. Specify the start point of the text. So beside the first conductor, I'll click. This is the start point. It is asking height now. Height I'll give 0.3, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, whatever you want you can give. I'll give 0.3. Enter. Rotation angle it is asking. I'll give 0 because I don't want any rotation. The number should be vertical. It should not be slanted. So I'll give 0 rotation angle. Press enter. Now, can you see that? A small box is there. Inside, something is blinking. Something is blinking. So keep it below the first conductor. Then use your space bar in the keyboard. Space bar. It will come like this. Now give 2. If you want all the numbers, you can number 1, 2, 3, 4, everything, or just even numbers. Use space bar and keep on numbering all the 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Okay, click it outside. Now press the escape. If you want some other numbers, here also you can type. All the numbers have numbered. Now I don't require this. You can press enter or escape. So these are the numbers. Suppose these numbers are very small or something. You can select these numbers again. You can right click, go to scale. It will ask base point. Click the base point. Then scale factor it will ask. You can give some scale factor. You can give 1. Usually we'll give 1. Check whether the numbers are font is increasing or decreasing font. So if it is not changing, you approximate trial and error, you have to do that. Okay. So this is how you have to number. After numbering, we have to go for the connections. First YB connection is 1 connected to 8. So now these connections will be slanted lines. So switch on the polar. Till now we were writing only horizontal and vertical lines. So it is in ortho. Now it is in polar. Right click on this polar in the grid properties. Right click on the polar and go for the settings. Once you go for settings, polar tracking will be on. Increment angle should be 45 degree. If it is not 45, type 45 here. Okay. Don't add any additional angles. It will be confusing. Just take 45 and press OK. If it is already 45, no problem. It should be 45. Polar tracking on. Incremental angle should be 45. Okay. Now, what type of line from here to here it should come? It should come a dark line. So select the line type as bilayer. Now you should switch between dark and dotted lines. So dark line means bilayer. Go for line. Click on the end point of the first conductor. See here it is not showing any dotted line. Green dotted line is not showing. Here also it is not showing. Here it is showing, means it is at an 45 degree. See, 6 at an angle of 45 degree. 6 mm line at an angle of 45 degree. That is the meaning. Okay. I don't know what is the length of the line. So just till here you can draw a big line at an angle of 45 degree. So when I do 45, it will show only 45 angles. See 45, 90 it is showing here. 90 plus 45, 135 it is showing. 180 it is showing. Okay. If you give 30, 30, 60, 90 like that, it will show 120. So now I have given 45. So at an angle of 45 degree, draw a dark line. So this is connected to 8. Correct. From 8, it is a dotted line. So change the line type to dotted line. Whatever dotted line you have selected, You select that. Again, go to line. From end point of 8 at an angle of 45 degree. Draw a line which intersects the dark line from conductor 1. This is my first YB connection. Okay. This is the extra portion. How to remove this extra portion, I'll tell you using the trim option. Now I'll do the next YF connection. What is the YF connection you see? Eight connected to 29. So this I cannot show because 8 will come here, somewhere 29 will come here. So it will be overlapped. So we'll do some other connection wherein this connected to 3, which is connected to 3, you see. 3. 12 to 3 or 10 connected to 1. 10 connected to 1. So 10 connected to 1 or 12 connected to 3. Any one YF connection you have to show. Okay. See here. 1 connected to 8. 10 is connected to 1. This connection I will draw now. 10 connected to 1. It is the dotted line. So it will log out now. Again, you will rejoin. We'll continue. From this same thing, we'll continue. Okay. So now we have to do the first YF connection, 10 connected to 1. So already it is a dotted line. So go for draw line from 10 at an angle of 45. See, it is showing 45. Draw a line. Extend it because I don't know the exact length. Leave it. Now go to type of line. Select bilayer. That is dark line. Go for line. Draw line from 1 at an angle of 45 degree. See, 45 degree. Connect it. So understood now. First YF and YB connection, how we are doing? Any doubt in this? 1 connected to 8. 10 connected to 1. This I have done now. So this is over. I have to remove this extra portions now. Observe very carefully. I'll go for the trim option in the modify toolbar. This is called as modify toolbar. This is called as drawing toolbar. This is called as properties, grid properties. Okay. So in the modify toolbar, take the cursor. See, trim option. This is the trim option. Select this trim option. Click on the trim option and it will show a box. On your mouse, use the right click of the mouse next to the line which you want to trim. This line I want to trim. Next to that line, you take the box and do the right click. After right clicking, select the portion which you want to trim and left click on that. Similarly, this portion also I want to. Here also you do the left click. Okay. Select the trim option. Beside the line which you want to trim, the box cursor is there. Right click there, keep it here and right click. Now select the line you want to trim. After selecting, left click on the mouse. Here also you select and left click on the mouse. So now you can press the escape or enter button. So now what I have to do now? Same thing should be repeated, correct? Here also same thing should be repeated. And this side also it should be repeated. So first I can finish this portion. So for that what I should do, select like this, select both the things, right click and go for copy selection. Once you do copy selection, it asks the base point. This is my base point. Select this as the base point. Select the second point, drag and place it at the end point of the sixth conductor, place it at the end point of the fourth conductor, place it at the end point of the second conductor. Press the escape button. Similarly, select this two lines, right click and select copy selection. Select the base point. Select this as the base point. Second point is 8, then 6, 4. See, the square box should come. That is the end point of fourth conductor. There you should click now. Square box at 2. Press escape. Understood now how to do this? Copy selection, select the base point and click the next points. Next points are the end points of these lines, wherever you show the square. Now for this portions, I can do the array. How many I require? I require 15. Similar 15 I require. Here also I require 15. So the spacing should be 2. Because from here to here, 1, from here to here, 1. So again, go for the array option. Select objects, select these. At a time I can do, because both are 15 only. I'm selecting this, press enter. What type of array I want? Rectangular. So R enter. Count, C enter. How many rows? 1 row, 1 enter. How many columns? 15 columns, 15 enter. Spacing, yes enter. What is the spacing? 2 enter. Press the escape button or enter button. So this completes the YB and YF connections. Any doubts here? Okay, for all the things you can do copy selection. If it is comfortable, you can do copy selection and keep on placing like this. Okay. What is the advantage of copy selections here? You can select like this, right click, copy selection, base point, it will ask this. Wherever you want, you can keep on placing like this. You can make a number of copies. Or you can use array. See, for the right side portions, I am using array because 15 numbers. Left side portion only 3, 4 were there. I used copy selection. Immediately I placed it. So understood till here. What is the next step? You have to number the remaining conductors. These numbering you have to do. What are the numbers? See the winding table. From the winding table, you will get the numbers. What are the numbers? 25, 27, 29, 2, 4, 6. So go for draw text, single line text. First point, start point to select here. Height you give it as 0.3, enter. Rotation angle 0, enter. So what is this? 25. Click here, 27. Click here, 29. 2, 4, 6, 23, 25, 27, 29, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Okay. So remaining conductors you are going to number. So number all the remaining conductors. After numbering, what you should do? You should do the pole placement. Okay, till here you have understood? Everyone? Have you understood till here? Have you understood? So in the morning session, we had started with the simplex retrogressive wave winding. We did the problem. Winding table was written. Okay, this was a winding table. YB we got as 7, YF we got as 9. Already we have done in the theory class. This is the winding table. By seeing the winding table, we opened the AutoCAD software. In the AutoCAD software, we drew the 30 conductors. Each conductor is of 5 mm height. Distance between the conductors is 1 mm. We made an array, dark conductor and dotted conductor, 5 mm, and we drew a horizontal line of 1 mm. This is the how to select the dotted and dark line I showed you here. Okay, bilayer means dark line, and you have to go to others and load the dotted line. So whenever you want dark line, you have to keep it as bilayer. Whenever you want dotted, you have to select the corresponding dotted. So we made the 30 conductors array. We made array. Number of rows was 1. Number of columns was, we made a rectangular array. Number of rows 1. Number of columns 15. And spacing we gave it as 2 mm. This is 1. 1 plus 1, 2. So 15 pairs of dark and dotted conductors. Then we went on to do the numbering using draw text, single line text. So once you take single line text, you have to click it here. It will ask the height. You can give anything 0.3, 0.4 height. Rotation, angle, you can give it as 0 and start typing the numbers. After that, we started with the YB and YF connections by seeing the winding table. First YB connection was 1 connected to 8. For that, we changed it to polar. From ortho, we changed in the grid properties to polar. And in the polar, we checked whether the angle is 45 degree. We went to the settings and incremental angle should be 45 degree. Then we did the first connection, 1 connected to 8. Similarly, the first YF connection, we took it as 10 connected to 1. 10 connected to 1. After that, we made an array. And for the left hand side, we selected the connection and we used copy selection. Select the base point and we placed it at the required places. Okay. Then the remaining conductors. we number the remaining conductors using single line text. 25, 27, 29, 23, 25, 27, 29, 246, 2468. Till here we have completed. Now we have to go for the pole placement. How to place the poles? What is the formula for pole placement? For pole placement, we have to find out tau. Tau is the pole pitch. We have to find out the pole pitch. Tau is nothing but Z by P into distance between the conductors. So for our problem, Z is 30 conductors, number of poles is 4. 30 by 4 will get it as 7.5. So tau will get it as 7.5. And 0.7 tau, this is the exact pole. 0.7 into 7.5 will get it as 5.25. Then the interpolar region 0.15 tau will get it as 1.125. So the entire tau, that is 7.5 pole pitch, is divided into 0.15 tau, that is 1.125. The pole is 5.25, then again 1.125. Similarly, one more pole pitch. Totally we'll have 4 pole pitches. 4 pole pitches we'll have, that is 7.5 into 4. We'll get 30. 30 conductors, each is spaced at 1 mm. So totally we should get 30. So how to place the poles? Okay. First we'll draw this rectangle. So 0.7 tau is 5.525. And this height will take it as 3. Total height of the conductor is 5. So 1 mm above will live, 1 mm below will live. So 2 mm will go, 5 minus 2 is 3. So we'll draw a pole of 5.25 by 3. Okay, I'll show you how to draw that. See here, go to the draw toolbar. In the draw toolbar, you have something called as the rectangle. Okay. Line, construction line, polyline, polygon, rectangle. Select the rectangle. Click on the rectangle and now see the command toolbar. In the command toolbar, it is asking specify the first point. Specify a point somewhere here, first point. Click. Then it is asking specify the other point or area, dimensions and rotation. Specify the other corner point or area, dimensions and rotation. We know the dimensions. So I'll give D, enter. See the command toolbar. I'm typing D and I am pressing enter. It is asking length of the rectangle. What is the length of the rectangle? 0.7 tau. So it is 5.25 for this particular problem based on the calculation. So type 5.25 and press enter. Width of the rectangle 3. Width of the rectangle is 3. Press enter. So you got a click here. So you're getting a rectangle of length is 5.25. That is 0.7 tau. Width is 3. 3 because height of the conductor I took 5. So I'll take 3. 1 mm above I'll leave, 1 mm below I'll leave. So then what I should do? I should take 1.125, 0.15 tau. How much it is? This is 1.125. So I'll draw a line of 1.125 from the center of this side of the rectangle. So I'll take a line. I'll switch on the ortho. I'll take a line. Select the midpoint here. Midpoint of this side is, this is end point, square. Triangle means midpoint. Click on this. Move the mouse towards the left side. Next point. What is the distance? 1.125. See the command toolbar, 1.125. Press enter. Okay. Then press enter again or escape. So now I have drawn this portion. This is the pole. This is 1.125. Now what I am going to do. So these are all based on the calculations. I have written this portion. This portion I have done. The pole and the clearance. Now select these two, right click, move. I don't want copy selection because I don't want to retain this. So I'll go for the move option. Move option, select the base point. Select this as the base point. Okay, the starting of the 0.15 tau line, that is 1.125 mm line. Select it as the base point and place it exactly at the center of the first conductor. The second point will be the midpoint of the first conductor. Are you able to understand? So exactly at the midpoint of the first conductor, I have placed it. So now delete this 0.15 tau line. Delete it. How many poles you want? 4 poles we require. What is the distance? Tau, tau, tau. So tau means how much? 7.5. So the clearance should be 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5. Within that, your pole should come. So I'll go for an array. Go for an array. Select objects. Select your pole. Be careful. Select only the pole. Press enter. Type of array rectangular. R enter. Count C enter. How many rows I want? Only 1 row. 1 enter. Columns I want 4 because 4 poles. Then go for the spacing. Yes, enter. So what is the spacing? 7.5. Enter. Now press the enter button or escape button. So now I've got the 4 poles. So you're able to understand? These are the 4 poles. Again, I'll repeat. Okay. Do the calculations. For your given problem, do the calculations. Do the calculations. Okay. Do the calculations. Calculate your pole pitch tau, that is Z by P into distance between the conductors. That is equal to 30 divided by 4 into 1. That is equal to 7.5. So my pole pitch is 7.5. So for every 7.5, there will be a pole. How that pole should be placed? Okay. 70% of tau is only the pole. 15% is clearance on both the sides. On one side 15%, there is 0.15 tau. On other side 0.15 tau. Actual pole is 70%. 0.7 tau will be 5.25. 0.15 tau is 1.125. So using your AutoCAD, draw a rectangle of length 5.25. That is the length of the pole, and width 3. Using the draw rectangle with dimensions option. Draw rectangle with dimensions. This thing. Draw rectangle with dimensions 5.25 and 3. Then draw an horizontal line of 1.125 and place it at the center of the side of the rectangle. Place it at the center of the side of the rectangle. This is 0.15 tau. You have to place it like this. Now, the entire block you have to select and place it at the center of the first conductor. See, like this you have to place it. This is the first conductor, conductor number 1, dark conductor. That is why I have made it bold. Then after placing it, you have to delete that horizontal line. Okay. Then make a rectangular array with number of poles is 4. So the spacing should be 7.5. Same thing I'll show you. Now go for draw rectangle. Again, I am repeating, draw rectangle. Select the first corner point it is asking. Click somewhere on the drawing area. It is asking specify other corner point or area, dimension, rotation. I'll go for dimension. D, enter. What is the length? 5.25, 0.7 tau, enter. Width is 3. Always width is 3 because in all the problems I'll take height of the conductor as 5. 3, enter. See, I got a rectangle of 5.25 by 3. See, ortho should be on here. Take a line from the midpoint towards the left side. Draw a line of 1.125. Press enter. Okay, this I have done now. This entire thing I should place it exactly here. So this should come to the midpoint of the first conductor. So select this rectangle and this horizontal line. Right click and select the move option. It will ask the base point. Select this end point as the base point. It will ask the second point. Second point will be the midpoint of the first conductor. Bring your cursor towards the first conductor. Wherever it is showing the triangle, that is the midpoint. Click there. Now I have placed the. Okay. I have done this now. I have done this portion. I have placed it like this. This is my first conductor. Now I have to delete this. Now select this and delete. Now I have to make an array. 4 poles are there. So number of rows will be 1, number of columns is 4. Distance will be tau, 7.5. So go for array. Select object, select the pole. Press enter. Type of array is rectangular. Type R. Press enter. You don't want any corner or base point, angle, whatever it is. Count. We require the count. So C, enter. It lasts number of rows, 1, enter. Number of columns, 4, enter. Now I want this spacing. So yes, enter. Spacing is tau, that is 7.5. 7.5. Press enter. Okay, now you press the enter button or escape button. You will get the poles. 4 poles. I have repeated again. These are the 4 poles. Now I have to name the poles north and south, north and south. So again go to draw, text, single line text. It is asking start point. Click somewhere here. Height. Now height, let it be 1. I'll give 1. Till now I was giving 0.2, whatever it is. Or I'll give 0.8. 0.8, enter. Rotation angle 0, enter. Okay, now I'm getting. If you want, you can give it 1 also. That is left to you. So you can use the space bar. Switch on the caps. N. Yes. You can give 1 also. I gave only 0.8. Not an issue. N. Sorry. N. Yes. Okay. N, yes, N, yes. If you give 1, it will become even bigger. Okay. This is the north and south poles. After placing the poles, what you have to do? Next step. Pole placement is done. Next, I have to give the direction of rotation and direction within the north and south poles. As he has not mentioned whether it is generator or motor, I'll take generator. This is an anti-clockwise direction. Then north pole will be downward, south pole will be EMF induced will be upward. So now, how to draw the? Go to polyline. Draw. In draw, you go to polyline. Third option. Draw line, construction line, polyline. Select draw polyline. It will ask start point. Click here above the YB connections. Click here. Then it is asking specify the next point or arc, half width, length, undo, and width. You have to select half width, that is H. Be very careful. Half width means H. H, enter. Okay, H, enter. Starting of the half width. It is asking starting of the half width. I'll enter it as 0.4. Enter. Ending of the half width 0. Enter. Now you have to stretch this. Take the cursor to the left side and leave it. Press the escape button or enter button. I've got the arrow. So this is the starting width of 0.4. Ending width of the half width is 0. I have drawn the arrow. Now I'll go for the line. From the midpoint of this arrow, draw a line. Go to draw text, single line text. First point, start point is this. Now your height, you can give it as 1, enter. Rotation angle 0, enter. Right, direction of rotation. Direction of rotation. Now this arrow, for this arrow, I used polyline. In that polyline, half width I took. Starting width I took it as 0.4. Ending width I took it as 0. Now within the poles, arrow should be small. So I can take 0.2 by 0. Again, I'll draw. See, now again, I'm using the polyline option. Draw polyline. Click here, start point. Then select half width, H, enter. Starting of the half width, I'll give 0.2, enter. Ending, I'll give 0, enter. Now drag the cursor downwards a little bit and leave it. See, I got a small arrow. Okay, if you want a little bit bigger one, you can use bigger one. Okay. Downward I got. Similarly, I want an upward arrow. For that, you can do again one more upward arrow using polyline, or just you can select this. Right click on this, copy selection, select the base point and place it. You can make a copy of this and again select this and go for rotate option. Rotate. It is asking the base point. Select the base point here. Rotation angle, you give it as 180 degree. 180 degree, enter. Okay. You can copy this, make a copy of this and rotate it by 180 degree. Or again, you can go for polyline. Click here. H, enter. Half width, enter. 0.2, enter. 0, enter. Just you can make an arrow. While doing this, what will happen? This and this size may vary because I'm stretching like this. No, at the time it may vary. That is the reason I'll do one arrow. Same thing, I'll copy and I'll rotate it. Okay, I've done the 2 arrows. Now this arrow should be placed here. As it is a generator, anti-clockwise direction, under north pole it is downward, under south pole conductors are upward. So take the downward arrow first, select like this, go for copy selection, base point, you select the top portion, click here and place it exactly at the midpoint of the conductors within north pole. Within north pole, conductor number 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Next north pole, 18, conductor number 18, 19, 20. Wherever it is showing the triangle, that is the midpoint. There you should place it. I have placed all the downward arrows. Now under south pole it is upward direction. So select the upward arrow, right click, copy selection, select the base point, then place it at the conductors which are within south pole, where it is showing the triangle, that is midpoint. 14, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. If you place like this, it will be in a straight line. That is the thing, exactly at the midpoint I'm placing. So these arrows I can retain as it is because this will be required again for the sequence diagram. I'll not delete this. Okay. So this completes the what? Pole placement and direction of rotation and placing of the arrows. So till here you have done. Have you understood till here? Any doubts you can ask? Next, I'll go for the commutator placement and brush placement. Okay, for arrow, you should use polyline. In that, click on the point, then use the half width, starting width and ending width. Now, for commutator segments, what you have to do for commutator segment? For commutator segments, you have to draw a rectangle of 2 by 1 and draw a vertical line of 0.5. Okay. So, go to the rectangle option, click here, click somewhere in the drawing area, first corner point, then select for the dimensions, D, enter, then length is 2, enter, width is 1, enter. So I'll get a rectangle of 2 by 1. Okay. Then again take a line from the midpoint of this rectangle, draw a line of 0.5 mm, 0.5, enter. Okay. 2 by 1, this is 0.5. Now select this both. Copy selection, select the midpoint, select this point and place it exactly at the first connection here, YF connection. So now you count how many you want. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 I require, including this. So I have to make an array of 19 columns, 1 row. What is the spacing? 2. 2 is the spacing. Okay. So now go for array. Select object, select these two objects, this and this. Press enter. Select the rectangular array, R, enter. Count, C, enter. Number of rows, 1, enter. Number of columns, 19, enter. Spacing, yes, enter. What is the spacing you have to give between columns? 2, enter. Press escape or enter button. Now you will get all the commutator segments. You're able to understand? See, for commutator segments, draw a rectangle of 2 by 1 and from the midpoint of this length, write a vertical line of 0.5. Okay, 0.5. Then place this exactly at the first YF connection. Okay. Then make an array. So count how many are required. 19 are required here. So make an array of 19. 1 row, 19 columns. The spacing should be 2. So now we have to number the commutator segments. We have to number them. So it starts with 12, 13, 14 again. 12, 13, 14, 15, then 1 to 15. So wherever 1 is connected, that is 1. From there, you should continue. So again, go for draw text, single line text. Click here, start point. Height here, I'll give it as 0.3, enter. Rotation angle 0, enter. So start from here. 12, 13, 14, 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 commutator segments I have placed. Okay. Then I have to place the brushes. Brushes should be placed exactly at the center of the pole. So take a line from the center of the poles here, from the center of this north pole, where I am getting a triangle. Draw a line here, which is extending the commutator segments. Leave it. Then again from the second south pole, draw a line. From the north pole center, draw a line. From the south pole center, draw a line. Now delete this. Take a rectangle of 2 by 1. Draw a rectangle. Select the rectangle. Go for copy selection. Select the base point as the midpoint and place it exactly at the intersection of the line from the midpoint of the pole and the commutator segment. See, X mark will come, there you have to place. Similarly here also, X mark is coming, place it there. X mark is coming, place it there. X mark is the intersection of the line from the midpoint of the pole which is crossing the commutator segment. Yes. So now these lines should be deleted. These are the reference lines to place the brush exactly at the center of the pole. Delete all the 4 lines. Now we can also delete this rectangle. So I have placed the brushes. So this is a what type of winding? Progressive lap or retrogressive wave winding. For progressive lap and retrogressive wave winding, under north pole it is positive brush. It is a retrogressive lap winding. So under north pole you will have a negative brush. Under south you will have a positive brush. You can see. So under north negative, under south positive brush. Now go for the draw text, single line text. Click here. Switch on the polar. You can click here. Height you can give 0.3, enter. Rotation angle 0, enter. It is negative. Simultaneously you can name it capital A. This is positive. Capital B, negative. Capital C, positive. Capital D. Okay, you are placing the brushes A, B, C, D, minus, plus, minus, plus. Now you can join. Switch on the ortho, take a line from the midpoint of this positive, take a line, join it. Okay. From here to here, you can join. Midpoint of this, you connect it to. See, it will not take, it will take only the end point. So at that time, what you should do is you can take polar and try to draw the line. Okay, take polar and draw. This is for the positive terminal. Again, you can type here as positive. Okay, it will log out now. Again, rejoin so that we'll finish the breast placement and sequence diagram. So have you understood till here? So the direction of rotation, how to do the direction of rotation, how to make the arrows using polyline. You have to select half width, give the width as 0.4, starting width, ending width as 0. Accordingly, you can do. For this small arrows, you can use 0.2, starting width of the half width, ending width, you can use 0. For commutator segments, you have to use 2x1 rectangle. You have to draw a line of 0.5. Place it exactly at the first YF connection. Then make an array, rectangular array. You have to count how many columns are required. Here we are requiring 19 columns. So I'll give number of rows 1, 19 columns. Spacing is 2. And for the breast placement, what we have done is we have drawn a reference line from the center of all the poles such that it crosses the commutator segments. Then the 2x1 rectangle for the brushes. So exactly where the center of the pole is coinciding with the commutator segment, there we have to place the center of the pole. At the center of the pole, you have to place the brushes. And depending upon the type of the winding, you have to place polarity. Under north pole, it is negative. Under south, it is positive. For progressive lap and retrogressive wave, under north, it is positive. Under south, it is negative. For remaining types of windings, under north, it is negative. Under south, it is positive. Now connect north and north here. Next, south and south poles. Now go to the line. Select line from here. Take a line. Okay. So now for this, select a line from the midpoint. Draw a small line till here. Okay. Similarly, take a line from this, from here. You can zoom it and draw. So you can zoom it anyways. And from here to here, I have to draw one line. It is showing only the midpoint. So I want it from here to here. Okay. I'll leave it as it is. So now I have to connect a. So this and all are done by using polar. If it is an ortho, it will not come properly. So keep it in polar and do. Now from here to here, I have to use a jumper. For that, what I'll do is I'll take an arc. After draw rectangle, you have draw arc. Go to arc. Specify the start point of the arc. This is the starting. Specify the second point of the arc. Second point on this line you have to put. Third point on this line. Okay. So this is the arc, how we will do the arc. Okay. So you can reduce it by going for scale option. Select scale, select the base point, scale factor, you give it as 1. So it is not changing. You can reduce it further. Right click, scale, select the base point, scale factor, I'll give it as 0.5. See, it is, now you can so this is how you have to draw the jumper. Okay, again I'll repeat it. I'll delete this now. Go for the arc. It is asking select the start point of the arc. I'll select the start point. Select the second point. On this line, you have to select the second point. Third point, end point is this point. Now it is like this. So I have to scale it. How to scale it means to reduce. It is very big. To reduce it, I have to select the arc, right click, go for scale option. See the command window, it is asking base point. Specify the base point. I'll select this only as the base point. Scale factor, I'll give 0.6, enter. Okay. So now it is not touching here. So select this, slightly stretch this and join this. That's it. Okay. So now which is positive, which is negative, again you have to type here. Instead of that, you can copy and paste. This negative, you can copy selection. Place it here. Positive. Copy selection, select the base point, place it here. Okay. So now this completes the, you can scroll, you can use the pan symbol. See, you can bring it to one corner, you can bring it here. All those things can be done using the pan symbol. Then if you press escape or enter, the pan symbol will go. Okay. So now this completes my winding diagram. If it doesn't ask any sequence diagram, then it is over. Till here, I have to do, okay, this portion. Correct. This portion is done. This is the winding diagram. Suppose they ask the sequence diagram, then what you have to do? When they ask the sequence diagram, see, till here we have done. Okay. Now I have to do the sequence diagram. For the sequence diagram, what I have to do? I have to draw 31 conductors. Sequence diagram is based on the winding table. In winding table, how many numbers I have? 1 to 30 I have. Again, I have 1. 1 is coming 2 times. So totally 31 conductors I have. Okay. So by seeing the winding table, you have to do the numbering. So 31 conductors you have to draw. Here the length of the conductors, I'll take it as 3 mm. Spacing, I'll take it as 1 mm. Okay. So I'll draw 31 conductors. If in the problem I have number of conductors is 40, then I have to draw 41 here. That is the difference. Okay. So what I'll do here is I'll take this slightly, I'll take it upward. Now exactly for this, now on the ortho, exactly here, I'll draw the line. I'll take a line. This I'll take here. This is the first point. I'll click here. From here downward 3, enter. Okay. So how many I want? 31 I want. So I'll go for an array. Distance between that, I'll take it as 1. So go for an array. So if they ask sequence diagram, you have to do, or else your winding diagram is complete now. If they ask in the problem sequence diagram, you have to do this. Array, enter, select objects, I'll select this object. Again, press enter. Type of the array rectangular, R, enter. count C, enter, number of rows 1, enter, number of columns 31, enter, again we'll do array, select objects, enter, rectangular array R, enter, count C, enter, number of rows 1, enter, number of columns 31, enter, spacing S, enter, distance is 1, enter. So I'll get 31. Now, how to show the YB and YF connection here in the sequence diagram? If I connect this, this is called as YB connection. This is called as YF. YB, YF, top and bottom connections. So according to my winding table, I have to do this. 1 is connected to 8, correct? Then 8 is connected to 29, 29 to 6, 6 to 27. So numbering should be according to this. See here. 1 connected to 8, 8 connected to 29, 29 to 6, 6 to 27, and so on. So these connections I have to do. Now how to do the connection? Take the line, join these two. Again take the line, join these two. So now how many connections are required? Here again I'll do an array. How many connections are required here? Top connections 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Similarly, this also 15. So what is the distance here? 2. Spacing is 2. After 2 mm, next connection should come. So again, I'll go for an array. Select objects. I'll select both. I'll do at a shot instead of doing separately. Enter. Rectangular array R, enter. Count C, enter. Number of rows 1, enter. Number of columns 15, enter. Spacing S, enter. Spacing is 2, enter. So I'm getting the connections. Understood? Draw 31 conductors. Draw a conductor of length 3 mm. Make an array of 31 conductors with a spacing of 1 mm. Then draw the first YB and YF connection. Then again make the array. Now you have to number according to the winding table. So I have to number according to this. 1, 8, 29. Or else you can start alternatively. Start with 1. Then third will be 29, 27. Then you start from second, 8, 6, second, fourth conductor, like that. You can start numbering. Okay. 1, 8, 29, 6. You have to see this and you have to number. Again, go for draw text, single line text. Start point I'll mention here. Height I'll mention it as 0.1, enter, 0, enter. Okay, 0.1 I have given. So here it is starting with 1. This is 8, 29. You have to see this and do 6, 27, 4. 6, 27, 4, 25 to 23, 25 to 23. This is after 23, it is 30. After 23, correct, 30, 30, 21, 28, 30, 21, 28, 19, 26, 17, 17, 24, 15, 22, 13. Directly I'll do, that is based on your confidence, how you can do. So it is ending at 1. Okay. These are the connections. Correct. Okay. Again, cross check. See now what happened. Once I press the escape or enter button, it has become very, very small because here I have to accommodate it. Now what to do? Right click on this, select this, right click, go for scale again. Select this. Select the base point. I'll give the scale as 1 and press enter. So it is not showing. So I have to randomly do the scaling. Scale. Select the base point. I'll give as 2, enter. Okay. For 2 it is coming like this. We'll try to adjust this. We'll see 2 is okay or what. We'll increase further. Go to scale. Three is more. So instead of 3, again I'll further reduce. I'll make it as 2.5. Enter. It is increasing. So approximately you have to change like this. You can adjust the scale factor according to your convenience. This is trial and error. You do the scaling approximately. All the numbers should be adjusted. Again, you have to align that. This is space bar. Okay. Now this is okay. We'll keep it as it is. Okay. You can zoom it so that it is clearly visible to you. Okay. No, sorry. Okay, now it is clear. For clarity, you can zoom it and see it is clear now. Now what you have to do? Now you have to place this arrows for the conductors which are within the poles. Within the north pole, what are the conductors I have? You see 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So for 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, you have to place the downward arrow. Select the downward arrow, copy selection, select the base point. Now you have to place it here. Which are the conductors? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Next, north pole. Downward. Which are the downward? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Now downward arrows are over. Now I have to place the upward arrows. Select the upward arrows, copy selection, select the base point for the south pole. 10 to 14. 10 to 14. 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Next, south pole, 25 to 29. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Okay. Now I have placed the Now I have placed all the directions for all the conductors which are within the poles. Okay. After this, what I should do? Now you have to place the brushes. Come to the first negative brush. Which connection it is coming, you have to see. See here, stretch this. This is not within the brush. So this connection is within the brush, which is that 1 connected to 10. So for 1 connected to 10, you have to place the negative brush A. 1 connected to 10. Use the pan. 1 connected to 10. Take a line 1 to 10. Select the midpoint. Draw a line of 0.5 you want, means 0.5, enter. 0.5 is very small. I'll take 1. Okay. Draw a line of 1. So which is this brush? A. So select this and this. Copy selection. Select the base point and place it exactly here. Go for polar and place it here. Negative brush A. If you want, you can bring it closer to this. Negative brush A. Next, come to the positive brush B. Positive brush B, which is the connection? This connection. This connection is outside. This connection is within the brush. So which is this? 7 connected to 16. 7 connected to 16. 7 connected to 16. This here. Take a line. one enter negative brush, sorry, positive brush B. Positive brush B. Copy that B, bring it next to B. Next, negative brush C, this connection, that is 15 connected to 24. 15 connected to 24. Draw a line. Negative brush C. C. See, again, you can use single line text and again you can type, or just you can copy paste, that is left to you. Next, the last brush D. Positive brush D, where it is coming. Positive brush D is for this connection, that is 23 connected to 2. 23 to 2, this connection. So select here. Copy. D. Okay. Now we have done everything. We have placed the brushes. Now what you have to do is alternate up and down. You have to place alternate up and down, except for the brushes. Now you can observe here. Be very attentive, observe properly. See, alternatively, it should be up and down. See here. This is up, down, up, down, like this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Only for the brushes, it should be same. You can observe the positive brushes. See, for positive brush, it is downward here. This also should be downward. Positive brush downward means negative both should be upward. So here, negative upward, this also should be upward. So only under the brush, it should be same. Remaining, it should be alternate up and down. So this is negative brush. This is up means this also should be up. So what I should do? Select this, copy, and move it to the midpoint. So both are up. So direction of one is up. For positive upward, for negative downward. So negative brushes make it downward. Sorry, positive brush downward, negative brush upward. So this negative brush both should be upward. Now you got the direction of the brushes. Okay. Now alternately up and down you can do. What is the direction of one? Up. So this one should also be up. Take upward arrow and place it here. If this is up means next one should be down. So here both are down. This should be up. Wherever upward direction, you place it off now only. This should be down. It is down. This should be up. So next, go for the downward. This is down. This is also down. So this completes the sequence diagram. In sequence diagram, you should be very careful. Again, go for draw text, single line text. height you take it as 1, enter, 0, enter. Sequence diagram. If you want, you can reduce the height, or else let it be. These two arrows you can delete. So this is the final winding diagram. So you can go for layout 1. It is not visible. See, layout 1. Here you can take the printout. It will be visible. Once you take the printout, it will come correctly. So we'll tell you how to take the printout. That is not required now. Okay. So this completes one full winding diagram along with sequence diagram. Okay. In sequence diagram, be very careful. Draw all the conductors, 31 conductors, 33 mm, 1 mm distance. Then mark the YB, YF connections according to the winding table. Draw the numbering. After numbering, whichever conductors are within the poles, north pole conductors, downward, mark downward arrow here. For south pole conductors, mark upward arrow. Then see the connections for the brushes. For brush A, the connection is 10 to 1. So here 10 to 1, positive brush A. Draw a line of 1 mm, positive brush A. Next for negative brush, next brush B. What is the connection? So only within the brushes, the direction will be same. If for positive brush downward means negative brush will be upward. Remaining will be alternate up and down. So do all the markings up and down. Okay. So this completes the problem. So you have to try at home. Now I have solved the retrogressive problem. Progressive, I have shared the video. So go through that video properly. Okay. Then try to solve the problem. If any doubts, you can put it in the Google Classroom, or you can do the WhatsApp. You can WhatsApp and you can cross check. So now we have to save. At last is save. Go to this option. AutoCAD. Save as. Save as AutoCAD drawing. You can give some name for that. Already I have saved it as lab retrogressive. Okay. Save as AutoCAD drawing. Give some name. It will be saved in the documents folder, or you can give any other folder where you want to save it. Okay. This completes the